There are few visitors to Japan who have not been introduced to Nara, famous for its tourist attractions and its beautiful deer park. Adjacent to the city of Nara at the foot of Mount Ikoma lies the city of Ikoma. Thanks to convenient transport and beautiful surroundings, Ikoma has become the third largest city in Nara province, with a population of around 100,000 people. Situated at mid-slope of Mount Ikoma is a famous Buddhist temple called Hozanji, the Temple of the Mountain Jewel. Those visiting Hozanji Temple believe that their prayers will be answered. The cable cars which take the worshippers up the mountain seek to emphasize good fortune through the names they bear, depicted in large Japanese characters, prayer and blessing. Those frequenting the temple invariably visit the temple village with its variety of souvenir shops, tea house inns and places of pleasure and sin, which are situated along the approach roads to the temple. But Hozanji is not the only temple on Mount Ikoma. No matter where you look, you will find places to worship and idols to bow down to.
How pathetic are the heathen! They make gods that cannot help them at all. These gods have eyes and they cannot see. They have ears and they cannot hear. They have mouths but they cannot speak. They have noses but they cannot smell. They have hands but they cannot handle. They have feet but they cannot walk. And through their throat comes no voice to help them. How sorry we feel for them. And those who make those gods, they are just like those gods. They have absolutely no spiritual light whatsoever.
But perhaps the most heart-rendering is the waterfall of penance. The worshippers stand under the cold waterfall, pleading for forgiveness and wailing his or her petition before a hunk of stone, which can never respond. The longer that they can endure the cold, the more merit they gain. The utter darkness of Ikoma mountain begs description. But in the midst of all this darkness, situated in the midst of all these temples and heathen deities, a light is shining. The Lord gave Japan Mission a precious piece of property halfway up Ikoma mountain, very near to the Temple of the Mountain Jewel. In the face of much opposition from the enemy who loves darkness, a firm beachhead has been established for a light to shine out the gospel from Ikoma mountain. From this hub of Christian activity, strategies are planned to reach out with various ministries to the whole of Japan. The Fountain of Joy leaflets and other literature are also prepared at headquarters to be sent over the length and breadth of Japan. We estimate that over 10 million pieces of literature have already been distributed. By starting joy clubs in as many churches as possible, we get young people interested in Christianity. Some of them, for the first time in their lives, enter a church building and have an opportunity to hear the gospel. Young people love parties, and at such occasions we too have the chance to present the claims of the gospel. David Verwey is also burdened with international chapels as an effective way of reaching people. A school for missionaries' children is also situated in Ikoma, and a mission personnel minister there too. Such a ministry frees missionaries from their task of educating their children and enables them to spend more time in their evangelistic outreach. Currently, one of the mission's great burdens is to produce as many Christian videos as possible, which can be used by the churches in their evangelistic outreach. A light which reaches out over the length and breadth of the needy land of Japan is indeed shining out in the midst of the darkness of Ikoma mountain. Pray that every outreach of the Japan mission may be done in the power of the Holy Spirit, and that precious souls will be saved through each aspect of their ministry.